Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Lynn's Life Lessons. Hi guys, I hope on this Monday, guys, you're having a great Monday. And guys, as of Sunday is the beginning of a new week. So guys, I just thank you guys for coming in, checking out the videos. I want to say thank you to all my subscribers for subscribing to the channel, guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Mega love to all of you guys. Thanks for coming, because you could have been doing so much more than coming to my channel. So guys, I thank you for that. So guys, it's officially fall, so I'm in gear, getting ready for the fall holiday and getting ready for just fall. And it's, you know, even though in Florida we don't get the seasons, so guys, we have to come in and bring a little color. So if you're looking, I have the fall. I'm getting ready for fall. So guys, on today we're going to be talking about mental health in children. So in the piece, guys, you know, I come in and I talk about the mental health. And so guys, today I'm talking about mental health with children. And because I had to deal with this, because as you guys know, I always let you know, I have a daughter that's special needs. And at the time when she was diagnosed as physically, mentally handicapped, which means she was restricted in some of the things that she can do. She couldn't do the milestones that she needed to. She didn't reach the milestones she needed to reach to be able to do some of the things that she was supposed to be doing at a certain time in her life. So with the mental health piece, guys, this mental health piece really helps me a lot. And when I come in and I talk about the mental health, it's because past abuse is always gonna come back sometime. You have the triggers. So I like to talk about the mental health piece and ways that I can help someone else out there that may need help, you know, and maybe going through something, so that because we have so much going on nowadays with the kids, the children, and the behavior issues and things of that nature. So I'm here, just the young lady coming on. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm none of those things. But I come on to talk about it so I can bring out and make you aware of some things that you may not know about the mental health piece. And as I'm bringing this out to you guys, it's also to help me so I can process some of the things and be able to continue to be the best me that I can be. And also with that piece, I also make sure I come on Wednesdays and do Wind Down Wednesdays, because sometimes we need to rewind and unwind down, move some things out so that we can bring some things together. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and start with that. But guys, I have experience with the mental health piece with my daughter, and knowing some of the things I have to do with her, and knowing because her diagnosis was the mental health part, knowing that she couldn't process a lot of things that she needed to process, and that part, and learning how to I had to learn how to take care of her, because we didn't have the help back then that we have now. So now it with the mental health piece means that when they put her as physically mentally handicapped, they consider them as trainable, which means they can be trained to do things that they need to do because they won't be able to process it. So guys, I'm on a constant battle with her for as I have to reiterate and slow down and talk to her and tell her things that she needs to do, but you can't put a lot on her. You have to tell her maybe one task at a time. So guys, with that being said, I'm going to put my glasses on and I'm going to go over and read over some things about the mental health piece in children, because that's very important in my heart, because, you know, I didn't have a lot of the things that I needed to help me with her, but I want you guys to know that there is help out there. You can get help, you know, with that, and with the behavior piece, that's very important now. And because we have a lot of kids that are going through something with the pandemic, they're acting out, they're having anxiety, they're having different issues going on, and we do have a lot of mental health going on with the children. So guys, I'm gonna get my glasses on, and as you know guys, I read, I always go and look up, you know, so we could have something to, you know, go by. I just don't want to say these things and not have anything to go by. So with children, being mentally healthy during childhood means reaching their developmental and emotional milestones. Like I said, guys, when my daughter got tested, when I found out she was having some issues, They put everything on like milestones where they should be, as from like a baby. When you take your child to the doctor as a baby and they start to get their shots, when they're checking them, they're making sure that they're growing and everything is being, their body is growing a certain way, and that they are reaching the milestones that they need to reach. That's how they can know if you're having some issues. So like I said, it means reaching development and emotional milestones and learning healthy social skills and how to cope when there are problems. Mentally healthy children have a positive quality of life and can function well at home, in school, and in their communities. And mental disorders among children are described as serious changes in the way children typically learn. So it has to do with their learning. It has to do with the school, their socialness. And so you got to remember, guys, when we had the pandemic, we weren't able to be social, and that's an important piece for children. They need to be social. They need to get out, get with other kids, like peers, and be with them. And it depends on how the children typically learn, behave, or handle their emotions, which causes distress and problems getting through the day. Many children occasionally experience fears and worries and display or disruptive behavior. If symptoms are serious and persistent and interfere with school, home, or play activities, the child may be diagnosed with a disorder. Okay, mental health is not simply the absence of a mental disorder. Children who don't have a mental disorder might differ in how well they are doing, and children who have the same diagnosed mental disorder might differ in their strengths and weakness, and how they are developing and coping in their quality of life. Mental health as a continuum, and the identification of specific mental disorders are both ways to understand how well children are doing. And what are some common mental disorders among children? Among the more common mental disorders that can be diagnosed in a childhood are attention deficit hyperactive disorder, which is ADHD, and anxiety, fears or worries, and other behavioral disorders. So kids kind of, when they have like a mental disorder going on, it's usually with the behavior and the fears and things of that nature. What are symptoms of childhood mental disorders? Symptoms of mental disorder changes over time with children as they grow, and they may include difficulties with how a child plays, learns, speaks, and acts, on how the child handles their emotions. It has a lot to do with the emotions. Symptoms often start in early childhood, although some disorders may develop during the teenage years. The diagnosis is often made in school years and sometimes earlier. However, some children with mental disorders may not be recognized or diagnosed as having one. So it's kind of hard for them to kind of diagnose it. But like for me with my daughter, the diagnosis came from the school, because the school, they spend a lot of time with them. So with my daughter Karen, she was in like a daycare. So when she was in the daycare lady was able to know that there was something different about her, that she wasn't doing the same things as other children do. So with that being said, that's when they called me in and explained to me that there was some things going on and that I may need to, seek some type of help, like maybe take her to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, because they're the ones who can really diagnose them. Okay, and so the next one was, like I said, the one we hear about a lot, which is the ADHD, the ADHD and we hear about the autism, because the autism piece is a little different. We have a lot of kids that are artistic, and that's what since we know we have a lot of kids with autistic, the autistic part has to do with the behaviors and how they act and cope with things and situations. And it says, who is affected? Childhood mental disorders affect many children and families, boys and girls of all ages and ethnic groups, racial background, and living in all regions of the United States experience mental disorder. Based on National Research Council and Institute of Medicine, which gathered findings from previous studies. It is estimated that in 2007, 13 through 20% of children living in the United States, up to 1 out of 5 children experienced mental disorders in a given year, costing individual families and society an estimated $246 billion per year. And then also, I just want to say, what is the impact of the mental disorder in children? Mental health is important overall to your health. Mental disorders are chronic health conditions that last a long time and often don't go away completely. So a lot of the mental disorders just doesn't go away one day. Boom, I don't have a disorder. You have that disorder usually for life, and they often don't go away completely. That can continue through the lifespan. Without early diagnosis and treatment, children with mental disorders can have problems at home, in school, and in forming friendships. Mental disorders can also interfere with a child's healthy development, causing problems that can continue through adulthood. So the main thing we need to do is supporting children's mental health, includes making sure we meet developmental milestones, understanding what to do and the concern, being supportive, positive parenting strategies, and improving access to care. So the biggest thing with that is making sure, like I always say, guys, making sure that we are most definitely seeking the necessary tools to get the help that we need so that we can help the children so that they can get better and be able to cope with the situations. For as my son, the biggest thing for him was he has anxiety, but he didn't have it. I couldn't see where he had it as a kid, but he may have had it because he was also diagnosed with ADHD. So it's the component and piece, just like they say, goes on as he got to adulthood. He just has anxiety now, and that's one of the things I told him. I said, you have to continue to get maybe counseling if you don't want to take the meds, because a lot of people think you have to get medication. I keep trying to explain to you guys, you don't have to get the medication unless they're saying it's necessary, but there are other ways to go about it. For me, with mine, I put them in like therapy, and they went to counselors to talk and get help. And for me, that's a good thing to be able to have someone to talk to express yourself, to be able to tell what's going on besides a parent, because sometimes they can't, they don't want to talk about it as they get older with the parent. So having the, just like I keep saying, guys, having the necessary tools, because we have children that are out there that need help. And if we see someone that may be having some behavior issues, a child, or maybe we need to talk to the parent, or in schools, if they're telling you that there's an issue, please, guys, don't take it for granted. Just go ahead, get your child checked, get the necessary tools for them so that they can be the best child that they can be. And as they grow up in adulthood, they'll be the best adult they can be, because having a mental issue, is, some people feel some things are so embarrassing, but I don't feel that it's embarrassing. I feel like that if you have an issue and you're seeking help for that issue, that's the best thing for you. And then that way they don't get on the recreational things that they do, but that's a whole nother topic. But I'm just saying, for me, guys, the biggest thing I can say is because I had a child with issues, I always tried to make sure I seeked out to get the best help I could. At the time, for me, I couldn't get the help. But guys, there are places you can go to get help for your children, and make sure you get that diagnosis. That's most important. For me, I had to get the diagnosis so that I know how to seek the help that I needed to take care of her. And now that she's an adult, having a birthday coming up this month in August, she'll be 32. So I've been doing this for a while, guys, and I understand, and I've been there, and I sympathize with anyone that, is going through anything, with their children. Just make sure you're getting help. Make sure if they're having the behavior issues, you're getting help, because as you're getting help for them, you also need to be getting help for yourself. There are so many mommy things out now where you can get in groups and help, groups that help, because for my daughter, she got in a lot of groups to help her, and they could talk to her and express to her what they went through, because sometimes just talking to someone and letting them know what's happening, they may be able to help you take that child for a little while and give you a little break sometime, because being a mom with a child is different. And I always say different because I don't want to say nothing to step on anyone's toes. It's not easy, because we have the stress of just life and the stress of going out and taking our child, and then people judging us and saying different things and when they really don't know. So guys, just take some time out, for your mental health yourself, also for me too. And also, guys, just make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're loving on yourself. Make sure you're taking some time out to love yourself. That's very important, because I can't take care of Karen if I'm not taking care of me. So first I have to take care of me so that I'll be able to take care of her and be able to do the things that I need to do with her. So guys, you know I don't like my videos too long. I'm going to go ahead and get off. But guys, just take some time out to love on yourself. Take some time out to process everything that you're going through, and just know that someone else somewhere else is probably going through something way more than what we're going through. So just know that you're blessed and God is good. And make sure, guys, once again, do your daily devotions. That really, really helps out. Make sure you're doing your vision board, and make sure you're doing your affirmations daily. So guys, I just want to say thank you so much for checking me out. Don't want to stay on, but guys, I really enjoy you guys, and thank you for allowing me to come in and say, you know, and go over the mental health piece. So guys, I'm going to say one thing. I will definitely see you in the next one. Appreciate you guys for coming out. Have a blessed one. Bye-bye.